Many adult children of narcissists share a very distinct trait. They have been deeply empathetic since childhood. Maybe you were naturally curious about other people's inner worlds, or perhaps you felt the emotions of the adults around you so intensely that you became the calm, regulating presence for your chaotic, emotionally immature parents. Naturally, this expands into your general life. You are likely the person who rescues abandoned animals and the very first friend everyone calls when they are in a crisis. The problem is never empathy itself. The problem is when empathy is mingled with a lack of boundaries and a normalization of chronic stress in relationships that are inherently unequal. That is a recipe for disaster. Let me introduce you to Julia. Julia was the ultimate listener in her family. Growing up, her mother would spend hours crying to her about her marital problems, her financial stress, and how unfair the world was. Julia absorbed all of it, feeling a profound sense of pity and sadness for her mother's suffering. As an adult, Julia carried this pattern into her adult life, constantly exhausting herself, trying to solve her mother's self-created crises, while her mother only responded with criticism, resentment, and a complete lack of appreciation. Julia was pouring her heart into a void, leaving herself entirely depleted. When it comes to your narcissistic parents, you might feel a profound sense of pity or sadness regarding the awful situations they continuously create for themselves, or the fact that they push everyone away. I completely understand that you want to be human and extend your help, but you must understand two things. First, your empathy is a precious treasure and a magnificent gift to whoever receives it. Second, pouring it into people who not only cannot grow from it, but do not appreciate it, and even resent you for witnessing their weakness is a form of structural self-sabotage. You will drain yourself to the very core, bringing your system to the brink of absolute nothingness, trying to fix someone who is completely incapable of taking your care in. Please celebrate your empathy, but learn how to be fiercely selective with this wonderful treasure. There are far better people and investments for your gold. Your empathy is precious, but your lack of boundaries and emotional enmeshment with family members and people who hurt you are not. Try protecting your energy today through this journaling exercise to curate your empathy. First, identify the emotional drain. Think of someone in your life right now, whether a family member or a friend, who constantly consumes your energy, vents about the same problems, but never takes action to change or validates your support. Second, assess the return. Answer honestly, after listening to or helping this person, how does my body feel physically and emotionally? Is there reciprocity, or am I just being hollowed out? Third, draw the border. Define a clear preservation boundary for your next interaction. For example, I will listen for a maximum of 15 minutes and I will not offer solutions, or I will not volunteer to carry this emotional weight. Finally, state your adult decree. Write a definitive script to shield your system. A young part of me feels pity and wants to rescue them, but my adult self knows that my empathy is a finite resource. I choose to save my treasure for relationships that know how to honor and exchange real love. Just as Julia learned to step back and preserve her energy, you too can learn to protect your inner peace. Want more practical information for healing from toxic family systems? Download your Break the Chains roadmap.